Greetings once again, yogis. It's time for some more yoga. Unroll your mat, grab your props. I'll see you right back here and we'll get to it. Welcome back once again. Our focus today is going to be on the hamstrings, stretching as well as strengthening. We'll begin in a seated position just briefly. Sweep the legs around front. Feel free if you want to grab a blanket to roll up underneath your knees for a little bit of support and ease into the hamstring stretch. Otherwise, you can just soften through the knees if you need to and walk your hands out. Feel free to let your hands rest right here on the shins. If it's very easy for you to get to your feet, then by all means grab the feet. But right out of the gate, we do not want to be pushing ourselves to reach for our feet. That's defeating the purpose of what we're trying to do here, easing into loosening up the hamstrings. So let the knees soften the shoulders. You can relax the head down and let yourself settle in with several deep breaths. Whenever I ask people what they'd like to work on in yoga class, I frequently hear stretching hamstrings, right? Because most people have tight hamstrings, and that could be for a number of reasons. But it's important to keep in mind, if your hamstrings are really tight, they can also be very weak. So if you're just going full throttle into a hamstring stretch without strengthening, you could be weakening those areas that already have weakness to them, and that's where we run into problems with a hamstring strain or a pull. So we're going to be doing both today, stretching and strengthening. Keeping the breath fired up, soften back into an upright position. You can walk the hands back in, slide them in, chest up, bend at the right knee. Janu Shirshasana, drop the right knee out to the side, keep the foot against the inside of the left leg, sit tall, and once again you can always either roll up a blanket under the left knee or just soften the knee. Walk the hands out, either resting your hands on the shin, or if it's easy to get to the foot, you can hold on to the foot. No straining to get to your foot. Let's take another deep breath or two here. And sliding the hands back in again, walk them in, head up, straightening out the right leg. We'll switch sides, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, sit tall, lengthening over the right leg, either resting your hands on the shin, or if it's easy to do so, hands to the foot. Please, of course, modify your practice as it makes sense for you today. Let's give it another deep breath or two. We'll walk the hands in, slide them in, return upright. Let's cross at the ankles, come forward to hands and knees. Let's take it right back to downward facing dog. Feel free when you get there to walk out the feet, stretch out the legs. Down dog is also a great way to stretch your hamstrings. Stretches the whole back side of the body. As your heels reach for the mat, we're stretching the arches of both feet, stretching the Achilles tendons, the calves, hamstrings, and of course, the whole back. Big inhale, lift the heels up. Big exhale, sink the heels down. Come forward to plank pose, line up the shoulders over the wrist. And you can drop the knees or you can chaturanga. Inhale, pull through into your cobra or upward facing dog. Return to down dog as you exhale. Put a little bend in the knees, look forward, walk or hop your feet to the front. Fold over the legs when you get there, and you can put blocks under the hands if you choose here. Optional, of course, if that's going to help you have a little bit more height. Step the right foot to the outside of the left leg, crossing the right leg in front. Relax the head down and hold. This is another great way to open up the hamstrings. Let's give it another full breath. Returning your right foot to the right side, we'll switch, bring the left foot over, go the other way, head down, and giving yourself another deep breath or so. And return your left foot to the left side. Separate the feet just a couple inches apart from each other. Continue softening the head down, then roll up slow to stand. Press down as you come up. Head up, chest up, soften the shoulders, back standing tall. Separate your feet a little bit wider, at least hip width distance, maybe even slightly wider than that. But keep your feet parallel to each other. Stand tall, lift the arms up, palms facing toward the mat. The fingertips reach forward, shoulder blades move back. Put a bend in the knees and stick the butt back. Yeah, keeping the chest lifted, shoulders back, relax the toes. And if you were to peek down, you could easily be able to see your toes. Yeah, keep looking forward. Take another deep breath. Now come up onto your toes. This is one way we can strengthen the hamstrings. Take one more deep breath in. Lower the heels and dive over the legs. Relax the head down. Step the left leg back in low lunge. Put a soft bend in the back knee, look forward. Lift into high lunge, come up. Soften the shoulders once again and maybe look up between the hands if you can. Hold for another deep breath. Good. Looking straight ahead, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, dip your back knee toward the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhaling, dip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip. Inhale, bring the back knee up, bring the prayer to the heart. Keep looking past the end of the nose, and with your next inhale, step the left leg up. Keep the knee bending as you're pressing through the standing leg. Step back into high lunge. Lift the arms up overhead. We're going to do that again with the prayer to the heart. Inhale, step the left leg up, bringing it back to high lunge. Arms up. We're going to do that one more time, adding a single leg deadlift. Bring the prayer to the heart, look forward. Inhale, step up. Good. Now, reach the left leg back and reach your fingertips toward the mat without actually touching down on the mat if you can. Keep pressing through the standing leg. Now lift back up again. Bend the left knee, come up, up, up. Prayer to the heart, left knee up. High lunge, step back. Lift the arms. Good. All right. Lower both hands to the mat. Turn your back heel at a 45-degree angle and straighten the front leg. Parsvottanasana. Feel free to put blocks under the hands if you like. Soften the head down. So after we do all the strengthening through the hamstring, now we are releasing and stretching it out a bit. Take another full breath right here. Come into low lunge again as you bend the right knee. Set up warrior two, back heel spins to the mat, windmill the arms out and around, look over the right middle finger, one breath. We'll reverse the warrior, sweeping the right arm over, straighten the right leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose, turn the arms, lower the right hand, lift the left up. Good, peek up if you can. Keep the spine lengthened, relax the toes, and take another deep breath. Release your left arm back behind you, coming into an uncomplicated half bind. Hopefully uncomplicated, chest up. Let's bend the right knee, coming into side angle pose, half bound. You can always dial it back by letting the right elbow rest on your thigh. You can also just release the left arm as well, straight up to the sky if you'd rather take a regular side angle pose. So now we're strengthening the hamstring again. One more breath. Look down at your front foot, low lunge, both hands to the mat. Turn on the back toes, lower the back knee. Ardha Hanuman's half split as you straighten the front leg. Hold, breathe in. Hold, breathe out. Bending up at the front knee, press back down dog. With your next inhale, bring it forward to plank. You can chaturanga or drop the knees. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Soft bend in the knees, look forward. Step or hop your feet to the front. Fold over the legs, relax the head down. Slowly roll up to stand. Press down as you uncurl. One more time, up and away from the mat. Shoulders back, stand tall, check in with your feet. Make sure they're at least hip width, if not slightly wider apart, parallel to each other. Lift both arms, palms face down toward the mat. Plug the shoulders back, sit deep, stick the butt back a little bit. Relax the toes. If you were to peek down, remember you should easily be able to see the toes. And look straight ahead again, one more breath. With your next inhale, come up onto your toes. Heels up, up, up. Drop the heels, dive over the leg, head down. Right leg back, low lunge. Soften the back knee, look forward, press through the legs and lift up to high lunge. Looking up if you can, one more breath. And looking forward, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, dip the back knee toward the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, dip. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Bring the prayer to the heart. Find your drishti past the nose. With your next inhale, step the right leg up. Step back into high lunge. Lift the arms. We'll do that again. Prayer to the heart. Inhale, step up. Exhale, step back, arms up. The next time we do it, we're adding the deadlift. Prayer to the heart. Find your drishti. Look at one point. Inhale, come up. Exhale, deadlift, right leg back, fingertips toward the mat, strong standing leg without letting your fingertips touch down. Really working all the muscles in the left leg. One more time. And as you press down, bend the right knee, lift up, prayer to the heart, knee up, 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 high lunge, step back, lift the arms. Oof, we did it. Lower both hands, low lunge. Parsvottanasana, turn the back heel at a 45-degree angle and straighten the left leg. Blocks under the hands if you want to use them here. Head down, one more breath. And return to low lunge as you bend the left knee. Readjust the back foot, warrior two. Right heel to the mat, come up and windmill the arms out and around. Reverse warrior, sweep the left arm over and straighten the left leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose, turn the arms, lower the left hand and lift the right. Reach high, look up if you can, hold for another deep breath. Wrap the right arm around the lower back in an uncomplicated half bind. Chest up, peek over the right shoulder. Feel free to keep the right arm wrapping as you come into side angle. Put a bend in the left knee. Chest up. You can hold it here. You can dial it back. You can deepen it by taking the left arm in front of the left thigh for a full bind if you want to go for it. One more breath. Let's look down at the left foot, lower the hands, low lunge, turn on the back toes. Lower the back knee to the mat, Ardha Hanuman, half split. Let's hold for another full breath. And bending up at the left knee. Down dog, press back. Hold or flow through. Good. Let's hold for another full breath. Let's take a brief child's pose, knees down, toes together. You can reach arms forward or back. One more full breath. Let's come back to hands and knees, then press back to down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, folding over both legs back of the mat, keeping your feet about hip width distance, which is where they should be in your down dog. Padangusthasana, grab the big toes in yogi toe lock. Lift the chest on the inhale. Then exhale, drop the head down, keep the sit bones lifting up. Elbows out to the sides. Feel free to modify in ragdoll here with your hands holding opposite elbows. That is also still a hamstring stretch as well. As this is, I'm sure you can feel that. Let's take another deep breath or two. And inhaling, lift the chest. Exhaling, release the toes. Walk your hands back out for downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift the right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip, head down. Level the hips, low lunge. Step through the hands. Lower the back knee on the mat. Ardha Hanuman, half split. Straighten the right leg. Feel free to hold it right here. We're going to work a little bit deeper into full Hanuman. Grabbing blocks. I always like to use props for this one because I just like to ease myself in. Feel free now, if you have space in the hamstrings to come into a full split, by all means, go for it. Make sure the hips are square to the front of the mat. You can hold here with blocks under the hands or slide the right heel out, left knee back, and you can maintain your height this way with blocks under the hands, or do what I do, which is putting a block under the front thigh to prevent myself from slipping in to a stretch that I will not get out of. I'd rather not do that. And if you're stable enough to do so, keep the chest lifted, the hips again squared off, and lift the arms, take your hands to opposite elbows. And just let yourself soften into the stretch as best you can. All right, one benefit of stretching out hamstrings, it helps to relieve knee pain as well as low back pain. And let's hold for another full breath. We'll let go, hands toward the mat, slide the right heel in, the left knee in. Let's do a brief pigeon pose. Bring the right knee through. Left leg back, sit tall. And feel free, of course, to modify in reverse figure 4 on the back if that makes sense for you. If you're otherwise good to go, you can always put a blanket or block under the right hip or thigh if there's a lot of space there. And when you're ready, walk the hands out, head down. You want to make sure the hips stay level here in your pigeon. Let's give it another deep breath or so. And bring the hands in, lift the head, the chest up, down dog, press back, shake it off, stretch it out. And of course, option to plank chaturanga if you want to flow through again. Option to skip, of course. And we'll switch the sides. From your downward facing dog, lift the left leg, bend the knee, open the hip, head down. Level the hips, low lunge, step through. Lower the back knee down, Ardha Hanuman, half split. Again, hold here. Blocks if you want to use them under the hands. If you're working this deeper into your full Hanuman, slide the left heel through, the right knee back, the hips stay level to the front of the mat, chest up, and either hold here. You can block under the front thigh. Kind of settle in nice and easy. Chest up, and if you did it on the other side, lift the arms, take your hands to opposite elbows. And let's hold for another breath or so. And releasing, hands down toward the mat, nice and easy release. Bring the left heel in, the right knee in, pigeon pose. Bring the left knee through, right leg back, sit tall. Modify again on the back if you need. Chest up, lengthen the spine, use props as you see fit. If you're otherwise good to go, walk the hands out, lower the head down. And we'll give it another deep breath or two. And coming out, bring the hands in, head up. Roll to your outer left hip, bring the right leg around. Bend up at your knees and lower down onto your back. Keep both knees bending, feet flat on the mat, roll back. Slide the heels under the knees, separating the feet and the knees hip width distance apart. All 10 toes point forward, setting up bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Arms alongside the body, press down, keep the weight even in the feet, lift the hips. You can grab the edges of the mat or interlace all 10 fingers behind the back. You can even roll the shoulders back, make sure the toes rest nice and easy, the knees point forward, and soften a little bit through the glutes. And the more you soften the glutes, as you press through the feet, lifting the hips, you'll start to feel the hamstrings engage once again. Let's hold for another deep breath in, lift up, up, up. Then exhale, lower back down and hug the knees in toward the chest. As we wind down, you can rest in Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out. Or if you want to go upside down, take your inversion. I'm going to do Sarvangasana shoulder stand into Halasana plow pose, which is also a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Option to do the same or any other variations you like. Lift up, nice and easy. If you're in shoulder stand, you're only looking up at your feet. Keep your head stable. Deep breaths. One more. We'll slowly release out, taking your counter stretch. If you're in the hip stretch, you're folding the knees in, hugging the knees in, windshield wipering the knees. If you are in shoulder stand like I am, you're taking fish pose. I'm using a block. You don't have to use a block. Straight legs, chest up, head back. Let's take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Start releasing out. If you're propped up on a block or something, roll to your side, remove it. Return onto your backs, hug the knees in. Start settling into Shavasana. You've earned it. Extending out the legs, separate the feet. Maybe roll up a blanket behind the knees to further release the lower back. Turn the palms up and close your eyes. Letting go of any ujjayi breath. Just settling into space, letting go, and embracing these few moments to restore and recover. Feel free to remain in your Shavasana as long as you have time for today. Otherwise, I will leave you here, enjoying this time, enjoying the peace and quiet. Until we meet again on the mat, namaste.